In this video, I would like to talk about how to switch between branches in Git when you have uncommitted changes. This might be sometimes an error and you say didn't realize that you have uncommitted changes, or maybe you created those changes in the wrong branch, or sometimes it is by design. It happens that you may be exploring something on any branch, say master, the default, and then you realize that the changes you have made, that you have explored, are actually useful, and you may want to create a pull request, and thus first you need to create a new branch with those changes. And I do that all the time. So it's important to know why sometimes Git allows you to do that and why sometimes it doesn't. The explanation is pretty long if you want a complete answer, and you may find it in here. Actually, what you can Google is something like let's see, if you Google change branch with uncommitted changes, and then you can go here to check out another branch when there are uncommitted changes. So I will post this link in the YouTube video comments for you to follow it if you want. But the long story short is that depending on where the files that you are modifying have been checked in Git. So if you create a commit for a specific file in one branch and not in another, then it is easy to switch between branches and leave those uncommitted changes on the staging area. But if you committed that particular file to both branches, it might happen that Git complains and won't allow you to do that, and then you will need to use something like Git stash to kind of get those changes out of the way and then pop them up from the other branch. So let's show an example. Let's start with initializing a repository called test, and let's change to it. So my test is empty, so let's touch a file, say A. If I ask for a status, you see that the file is there. Let's add A to the staging area, and let's commit it with a change, with a message at A. So clean now, but now my working tree has this file A. Okay, so I have that file. Let's actually edit it. Let's do a little echo hi, there's an A, and let's put that into the file A. So if you see the git diff is that I added that line called A to the file A. So let's edit this, write the message edit A. So now you have a clean staging area, and the log shows that I'm on the master branch and I have a couple of commits there. Okay, so that will be enough for me to start experimenting a little bit. So say that I touch another file B. There it is. I haven't added to the staging area, but I could do git add B, and there it is. And say that I want to check out a new branch. That should not be a problem. So with this, I check out a new branch, and let's call it new. So as you can see, I have switched to new, and the file B, or the change to the file B, is still hanging out there. So I could now commit that change into the branch new. So if I do a log showing you all branches, you can see that my branch new added the file B. The file A was added actually in the master branch, but it is also in my branch new because I checked out new following from master. So let's actually explore that. Let's do a little tree here. As you can see, I have A and B. Okay, so A, remember, I touched that file, or I edited that file and created a commit for that file. That's what I wanted to say, while working on the master branch. So what would happen if I now touch the file A, but adding the comment B? So I'm going to add a new line in the file A, and the line says B. There you go. So my staging area shows that file. If I do a git diff, you can see that the file contains the line A, which comes from the master branch, and now on the branch new, I have a new line that says B. So okay, this file hasn't been committed yet, right, to the master, to the branch new. So let's see what happens if I do if I check out master. So if I want to check out master, I successfully do that, and the file continues to hang out there on the kind of as a modified file. But what happens if I'm in new and I actually commit that file? So let's add, let's edit A. Now we edit A from the branch new, right? So now my status is clean. Let's clear this up. And now let's touch the file again. So what's the situation now? Okay, the situation now is that I edited the file A from the master, from the branch new, and also from the branch A. From the branch master, sorry. So in two different branches, I have commits that touch the same file. So what happens if I now do yet another line to the file A? It is still as a modified change. I haven't yet committed it. But what happens if I now do git checkout master? What happens is that Git complains. Git does not let me change the branch because the same file has been committed, has commits in both branches. That's a kind of short story. For more details, read the post that I showed in the beginning. So the recommendation of Git is, you want to kind of create a new commit before you actually change the branches. But what if you actually want to commit that change in the other branch and not in the new branch? Okay, what you can do is git stash, right? And that will basically get that change out of the way. If I show the status, it's clean, right? So now I can do git check master, right? And master, and now I can pop the stage. So git stash, git stash pop will bring that change. And this is probably a good example because it exposes a merge conflict. So what's going on here? Okay, let's see. That's the change. It has some merge conflicts there. Let's see what that looks like. So as you can see, the file A on the master branch doesn't really know about these changes. So basically what's going on is that in the master branch, it only knows about the line, about the first line, the one that has the text A, and doesn't know about anything else. So the changes that added the lines B and C come from a different branch, but in this branch there is nothing there. So we need to kind of resolve that merge conflict. In this case, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. In this case, let's solve this merge conflict, say, by actually allowing all the lines. So this is going to be my resolution. So now the file, I can add the file to the staging area and now create a commit. So git, I do it with a shortcut, git commit message, fix merge conflicts, and clean. So let's do a little log here. Let's check out the new branch and do a little log here too, and there you go. So that is it. So in summary, Git will complain or not complain, or in other words, Git will allow you to change branches or not if you have uncommitted changes, depending on which file are kind of hanging out on your staging area or having modified since the last commit. If that file has been committed in both branches, the one that you want to switch to and the one that you are standing right now, then Git might complain. If the file has been modified in only one branch, or if you're creating a new branch, then Git will just let you change branches. So that's the short story. And for more details, again, I will send a link. I will share a link to this post that explains the full thing. Thank you.